Morning, everybody. Just want to do a quick and dirty video on how to create dimensions. So I'm going to type in a command called dim, and then dim style should pop up. It's dim style that I want, and that's where we're going to make a new dimension style. So I'm not sure which one you have. I've got 100 of them here. So you're going to make a new one. Hit the new button, and then this one will pop up, and this will be I don't want to do that. I think you guys are starting it with standard, so I want to hit new. It'll be called copy of standard, and we'll start with that. Hit continue, and then this box will pop up, and we start to go through all these ticks starting from the front, and we'll start to get this thing exactly how we want it. So dimension lines, we want all these things to be by layer. Baseline spacing, let's try that at 2. I don't know why these numbers are what they are, but let's give it a shot. Let's call it just 2. And then all of these, I want them to always be by layer, not by block. Let's put almost everything to 2, okay? So extension beyond lines would be 2. Offset from origin 2. Fixed extension lines, that's not the case. Press dim 1, dim 2. Let's see if that works. Arrows, I want it to be an architectural tick. And the leader will be closed filled, that's fine. Arrow size, I want it to be 2. Center marks, you got it. 2. Break size, sure, 2. See if all these work. Jog angle radius, don't change that. Jog height factor, sure, make that a 2. See if that works out. Then we'll click on text. Text style. I'm going to go with Arial. Text color, of course, that's by block. Fill color, no, I don't want any fill. Text height, I want that at 4. Yes, text height will be 4. You can draw a frame around the text. See how the preview's there? I don't want that. Vertical, I want centered. No, vertical, I want above. Horizontal. There's something here I don't love. I don't love this one here. I want that to be flipped. So I can't remember how to do that. We'll figure it out. You can always change it later. I'm going to hit 2. Oh, align with dimension line. There we go. That's the one I want. Maybe go back to centered. No, I want it above. Yep, I like above. So I'll go above the line. And then I align with dimension line, which I like. The fit. So I think this is all pretty good. Primary units will be architectural, not decimal. This is a big one. Precision 1/256. Round off, no. Units, degrees, minutes, seconds. Precision will be that all the way to 0, 0. And if this ever changes, we can always change it back later. Scale factor, don't change that to 2. Don't do that. This is in case you want to display alternate units. If you want to convert to metric at the same time, you can do that. And then I'll hit OK. This is called, what's this one called? Copy of standard, I think. There it is, copy of standard. And then I'm going to set that as current. And then hit close. So now when I go into my drawing, this should work. Put in the proper layer, have a layer called dimensions. So I have a layer here called 005 dims. 005 of course means the line thickness that we'll eventually deal with. So you can call it 005 dimensions. Anything you want, I'm going to make a new layer. These are 5 dimensions. The color is going to be red. Red in my head is starting to be a thin line. And then I hit get out of there, and I can go change that layer. These are 5 dimensions. There we go. So what I want to do when I make a dimension string is see if this will work. I choose the linear dimension right here. I'm going to start from the outside corner of that wall and I go all the way to the outside of this wall. There we go. It has suppressed to 0. I don't mind that. That's pretty good. And then when I want to get a few other dimensions, I'll show you a few things about how to do that. So when I dimension my doors and windows, or sorry, when I dimension my house, I do 3 dimension strings. Let's see if I've got that here. I do. I'm just going to make one quick little change here. What I do is I measure the dimension, the distance between, that's a foot between them. So I'm going to copy this string 1 foot. So when I copy the string a foot, there's probably a better way to do this. I really don't know how to do it, but see how I moved it a foot? Now I just got to take that, I got to grab the grip and I got to move those so that it's going to the place I want it to. When I want to see where this dimension is going to, I can click on it, see the grip is going right to that endpoint, right to this endpoint. So there are 3 dimension strings that we use on exteriors. The first one is total, so that's the total width of the house. You can see I also have a total width of the house over here on the right side. So that's the first one. The second one is major jog. So whenever I have a jog in the exterior like this, that'll be another one. So you can see 1, 2, 3, because there are 3 major jogs. And the next one goes to center of doors and windows. So what happens is I can never do this. I can't have this. I can't have this. I think it's called an extension line. I think that's the dimension line. This thing here, this line here, is called an extension line. I can't have my dimension line going over my extension line. I can't have that condition. So you can never have a dimension line going over top of another one, like passing another one. So it goes major jogs, total, major jogs, center of doors and windows. So I've kind of rounded all those doors and windows off so it looks all nice and all my measurements are nice and clean. On the interior, it's a little bit different. What you want to do is you want to pick up as much as you can. You want to pick up the walls. You don't generally have to measure your cabinetry and benches and stuff, your finished carpentry. You just normally measure your walls. And when you do that, you always go from outside of wall and then go to, here I can't go to the left, but I would normally want to go to the left there. And then every other wall, I'm going to fix this dimension. Every other wall, I go to the left, to the left, to the left. So always staying consistent. So outside of wall, left, 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 and then outside of wall again. So I end at the outside of the wall. And then what I want to do to my dimensions is I want to try and do my best to have one long string. And when I have that string, I want to put that string in a place where nothing else is, kind of thing. So I don't want to go through, usually I don't want to go through kitchens, they're a bit busy, and I don't want to go through bathrooms, they're too busy. So I usually want to go through bedrooms and hallways. So if I can pick up as many interior walls as I can, that's my goal. So here again, I've gone outside of wall, and then I've gone bottom, 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 outside of wall. But now when I'm going bottom, when I'm going from top to bottom, here's why. It's because when I go bottom, when I look at a drawing, so all I did here is I took this drawing and I rotated it 90 degrees clockwise. But now this is how you view drawings when you're not viewing them regular. You view them like this. So there's 2 ways to view drawings. It is normal and it is clockwise 1 revolution. That's the only way you view drawings. And now this dimension string, because over here it was on what I said, the bottom, right? The bottom, the bottom, the bottom. Well, now when I rotate the drawing correctly, that is now left. So if I rotate it, because I'm holding it in my hands and I want to read better, even though we'll soon be able to read sideways, you can see it's left, 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 and then outside of exterior wall. Try to not have little one-off dimensions like this. Try to not have a one-off dimension, but there's nowhere else I could have picked that up, really. So sometimes it does happen, but usually you can manage to not have that happen. So that's how you do dimension strings. Hopefully that helps a little bit. I'll play this video for you in class today.